Hey, good morning, my friends. It's Hammer. Today is Friday, October 18th, 2024. I, of course, with Originator Success. Here's the Daily Mortgage Rate Update, the only place on the web where you guys get to join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, except for yesterday where I started early because I had to jump on a 9:30 call with Future Home Loans and share our Originator Success Elite offering with their LOs. So thank you for being patient with me yesterday. Appreciate that. Sorry, I could not control the time. It was just the way it was going to work out. So anyway, thank you for joining me live today, this morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments and let me know that you were here. Don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, share us in a group. If you're on YouTube, kick that thumbs up and that subscribe button and all that good stuff. Remember, you can sign up to get a free daily lock advice email to your inbox each and every weekday morning. www.ratelockadvice.com. You can also sign up for our text alerts at www.ratetextalerts.com. You can sign up for a reminder that I'm going live. If you'd like that to your phone, you can get that at hmmr.io/reminder. And last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Go and schedule yourself a demo. Find out how we help you get loans from Google and social media. Would love to have you all join us. Many members join me here each day. If you're not a member, go check it out and see if it's something that might help your business. Again, totally different than what we do with rates, but helping you to build your online branding, generate reviews, all that good stuff, and more. So anyway, this morning, let's go ahead and say hi to the live folks. Let's see, who do we got here this morning? Say hello if you're here. And let's see who we've got. First one on this morning saying hello was Mr. Dan Crowley. Good morning, sir. Great to have you here. Appreciate you being here. Megan Lindbergh, good morning. James Mahan, Michael Love, great to have you guys here as well. Ms. Brandy Brickler, the lovely Ms. Brickler, great to have you here. Monica Dinkins, Mallory Fotiadis, all wonderful regulars. Appreciate you being here as well. Amy Blauser, Matthew Stevens. Let that shoulder heal, my friend. And I liked your post on that. That actually was a great real world story on something. So also, how's your Jeep these days? I just ordered a 2025. I've got my 2020. I'm going to trade it in or sell it and just getting another one. Just like to keep them fresh. So Mike Tebow, good morning, sir. Kyle Mazekas, great to have you here. Rob Stewart. Congratulations, Rob Stewart, for joining Originator Success Elite. Appreciate you. Let me know if you have any kind of issues or problems. My team will take great care of you. Mike Morano, good morning, sir. Sorry for the 4 emails trying to find the next better pricing window. Always appreciate you sharing stuff with me, Mike. Definitely appreciate it. Allison Foy, Jeff Pickering, good morning. Matthew Stevens, Jeep Wrangler. I like that hashtag Jeep Wrangler. Giddy up, Randy Teagle. Tina Bromand, good morning. I'm lost, y'all, without Siegel telling us what special day it is today. I'm going to have to bust his chops. Maybe he's mad at me for missing yesterday. I don't know. So we'll have to see. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me share the screens and we'll talk about what happened yesterday, what's going on today, and all that good stuff. So taking a look here, basically mortgage-backed securities are up 9 basis points to start the day, which will help us a little bit towards recovery, but rate sheets are still going to be worse than yesterday, despite bonds trying to rebound a bit. And I'll come back to this one. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So anyway, quick recap. What happened yesterday? Let me see if I can, there we go, zoom in on this a little bit. We'll put this up higher on the screen. So you can see yesterday, bonds lost ground here at 8:30. You could see there was a tick at 8:30 when we kind of lost ground immediately after. This was due right here. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Right here. See this big down mark? This was all the trading after the retail sales data. Retail sales came in hotter than expected yesterday. As Ron Siegel pointed out, thank you, Ms. Semerad. As Ron Siegel pointed out, if you dig deeper through the report, it wasn't nearly as strong as everything makes it, but it did look that way. As far as what the rest of the day did, though, it just continued to sell off and sell down. Now, come over here. Let's look at this red candlestick. So you see this red candlestick right here? You know what? I should probably see it right there. Do you guys see it on the screen? I have to wiggle the mouse and it makes the arrow bigger. This red candlestick right there. We came down and we tested this green line, 100-day moving average yesterday at 100.06. We closed just a couple of basis points above it. Now this morning we opened at that 100-day moving average and we've bounced off of it. So that puts us in a spot where we're going to want to cautiously float everything right now. If it wasn't locked yesterday before the reprice is worse. And again, if you don't get our text alerts, by the way, definitely take a look and sign up for those. With our text alerts. Yesterday, we sent out an alert early afternoon at the first sign of trouble, long before most of the lenders had done any repricing worse, warning that it was coming and that this morning's pricing would be worse. Now, using Mortgage News Daily as a reference point, this puts us at 6.68. I know this seems like the end of the world. It's not. It feels like it, but it's not. It's still very much right there within that realm. 6.75. We'll even round this up a little bit and say, that maybe a base rate's around 6.75. That is a half a point higher than the 6.25, maybe even 5/8 of a point higher than the 6 1/8 that we were before. And we're going to go back to that. It's just going to take a little while. You got to be patient. Not going to see it happen very soon. The reason we're not going to see it happen very soon is because of what's going on here and expectations for the Fed rate cuts. Now, the Fed cut rates a half a point at the September meeting. The next meeting is November 7th. Markets are basically sold on the idea that the Fed will cut rates at that meeting a quarter point. Remember that before all of the market change, expectations were at a quarter point with, even as much as 20% expecting that we could see a half a point. That has totally disappeared. Expectations now, just some people playing the field that we might not even see a rate cut. But here's where the bigger difference is. When we look at December, there's almost a 25% chance and 25% probability, expectation, belief. This is what markets are pricing in. 25% that there will be no Fed rate cut in December. So markets believe, 92% that we'll get a rate cut in November. But once we get to December, that drops. And there's 25%, give or take, that believe we'll stay there. The other 75% believe we'll get another quarter point cut. It'll take us to 4.25. And I'm not going to go into next year yet because these two are the most important. Now, let's talk about what could happen for somebody like, let's see, let's talk about for, say, Leslie, right? Leslie's got, hold on, I'm waiting for this to catch up. Come on. There we go. So Leslie has, bear with me. I have to click all these buttons to make it do what I want it to do here. We're going to pop this in the bottom. Okay. So Leslie's got a thing. I have two closings late November, right? So that's 45 days from now. I have no idea what to do. Leslie, I get you. It can be overwhelming. Me personally, that far off, I'm floating, right? And that's what I've got down here in the lock advice. Anything that's 30 plus days, I'm floating. Let's talk about why. So we want to look at the calendar. And without pulling a calendar, I'm just going to look at one here, right? We're 2 weeks away from, basically the next BLS jobs data. Now, I don't want to get all aluminum hat. They don't make aluminum cowboy hats. So I can't give you my conspiracy theories, but I don't know what that data is going to bring, but I do think that the last report that we got was way too hot. And I think that right before the election, there's a chance that for some strong headlines, I think we could see another hot report. I don't know that we're going to see the revisions that we should see to the last month. And what I think will happen is the revisions to last month to this report we got will be, not talked about. They don't really, a couple of talking heads, but doesn't really make the headlines. And I think we could see another one. So it could be difficult, but we've got the November 1st BLS jobs data. We're going to have JOLTS data that week, which will have some effect too. We're the ADP a lot less so, but it's there also. So next week it's dull. The week after is jobs week with the week of Halloween. Then we've got on the 5th, we've got the election. Now, I don't think the election is going to make an immediate move in bonds, but it's going to make a much stronger reaction in stocks than bonds. But it is going to have some kind of a role to play. We have to see exactly how that plays out. We'll talk more as we get a little closer to that. Then we've got the Fed meeting on November 7th. And that Fed meeting, markets already believe the Fed's going to cut a quarter point, but it's what gets said after that. How hawkish or how dovish is Powell? Now, he kind of surprised us after the last meeting, and he was a lot more hawkish than what was expected. We kind of got conflicting stories because we got a half a point rate cut instead of a quarter point cut at the last meeting. But then Powell in the press conference was, much more hawkish in his tone. And that's part of what kicked off things not going well. So for me, anything is closing that far. I'm still sticking to my story. If anything is 30 plus days out, I would absolutely be floating it. It could be risky, but I think we're close to capped out. Now, I said that I thought we were close to capped out the other day, and we started to see signs of improvement here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the screens again, and we'll go to this part, right? So I'm going to show you here. Come on. This thing always seems to take forever. There it goes. Now, transfer. There we are. So when we look over here, we started to see this uptick right here before yesterday. Yesterday is this big, ugly, red, glaring candlestick. But we started to see that uptick. And I said, okay, it looks like we've capped out. It looks like the worst is behind us. And then it was like, faked you out, head fake. And we saw rates get slightly worse. And I say slightly because, at the scheme of things, I know that any move worse is a move worse. Don't get me wrong. But 6.63 to 6.68 is huge. It's going to hurt in rebate if you have to have the conversation with the consumer, but it's not like we have seen where rates will go up like a half a point. Now, here's the problem, right? We have to ask ourselves, how high will rates go again if we get a lot of that stuff in November goes against us? And that's kind of the concern. But for right now, I would be floating those. I certainly wouldn't be looking to lock them at this level. We want to watch the technicals. Let's watch we're going to watch specifically, see right here. We want to watch this green line. We want to see if mortgage-backed securities get a bounce. Today, so far, they have a bounce. So we want to hopefully see that hold up. That puts us right now, we are up 6-7 basis points on the day. Not enough to get overly excited about, but at least it's a good sign. But look at the 10-year Treasury yield. This is something that was a little bit more of a kind of a head scratcher yesterday. So yesterday, we saw the 10-year Treasury go up to 4.09, but it didn't even hit 4.10, even if we round, right? Like it's still 4.09. So it's kind of testing that level. It's above the green line here. Remember, yield is opposite of pricing. So when this goes up, that's bad for mortgage rates. Whereas on the other chart, when this goes up, that's good for mortgage rates. This is yield. So we want this to go down. We would love to see this 10-year push back below the green line. But if you've seen here, we came up, we broke it, we were up above it for a day. We came back below it. We were yesterday, we broke up above it, closed above it for the day. Today, it's fighting its way down. Now, this green line is also getting lower and lower because of the fact that it's a moving average. So today, it's at 4.05. Right now, we're at 4.08. Is there a chance that we could see the 10-year drop below 4.05? Yes, there is. But even if we don't, we kind of want to see where this goes. We've seen some capping out. So I know that we keep stretching that word capping out, but I do think that we're close. Now, however, let's go get into some, let's say we see a reversal and mortgage bonds break below this 100-day moving average. That's going to bring us all the way down to these levels here, like 99.38. That's 100 basis points lower than where we're at, 80 basis points lower than where we're at right now. And that would be where the next support is. So there's a lot of room to worsen if we worsen from here, and then that could put us in a lock position. But with what we're seeing right now, with nothing really big going on next week, we're okay for that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share the full screen again. And let me share this here. Leslie said to Ariel, best, we got this. I didn't see Ariel's comment. Let me scroll through and see if I see Ariel's comment. Good morning, Nathan Einkorn, Richard Potter, Mike Tebow. Kind of weird. Rates don't usually go up in an election year. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons we could argue on why it is in either party. Ariel said, floating, ain't enough volatility to get me out of bed. Hammer said, don't panic, so we don't panic. I love you, dear. You are very awesome. So anyway, looking at this here, what I wanted to show you guys was, why did I come back to this? I made it full screen so I could show you something. Watching that 10-year Treasury yield, we talked about that's all. Watching where this goes, that support level, And oh hell, no, that's all I remember right now. I got distracted going through the comments, but we're definitely watching this closely, and seeing, again, looking at where we're at with rates. You know, hopefully we are for real capped out this time. We knew that it was a possibility that we could test this support. We are testing it. This should act as a very strong support level, and where we're going from there. So anyway, that's it. What are you guys doing on Friday? What are you doing today? Let me know in the comments. What are y'all doing? I've got honeydew list stuff to do this weekend. I got to get organized, all that good stuff, kind of the normal kind of thing. You know how that goes, right? Today, I will just find the usual, things to do. A lot of Friday stuff, helping our members get some more loans, always a priority. So we'll be focusing on what we've got going on for the next couple of weeks and content going out. Nicole has a wedding this afternoon. Oh, well, have fun at the wedding. Tim crying over the loans that have gone to hell. Tim, cry, but then keep them warm. And definitely, we're going to get rates back. So you're going to want to make sure that they're set up to act when we do. Alicia's going to a homecoming day for high schoolers and an F1 race weekend headed to Austin, Texas. My daughter, Alex, is very into F1 now, and her friend Michaela, they're very into F1. My daughter keeps telling me that I need to get into it. I don't know anything about it, though. Dan's still cleaning up after Milton, but happy no damage to the house. That is awesome, sir. Hopefully your car situation is taken care of. Mike Schmolgen, busy weekend in ATX and F1. Yeah, so Mike and Nicole, or Mike and Alicia, y'all are F1 fans. Is this F1 thing really that cool? Should I check this out? I'll have to look at it a little closer. Mike's going to Elks State Convention in Kalamazoo. All right, living the Michigan life, my friend. Alicia said, so is my daughter. That's why we're going. Okay. Porch Fest and wine tasting. Very cool. I have the HOA meeting tomorrow morning. I'm the president. I have to run our annual HOA meeting. Thankfully, the HOA meetings here in the mountains, at least the way that I run it, very different than the more formal HOAs in like Florida and so many other places. We really just have an HOA because it's a community with private roads and they're gravel and they need to be maintained, and property maintenance and things like that. So I'll be running that tomorrow. Everyone's pretty happy with the way that I run things here. So Tim said F1 is the best open wheel racing. I'll definitely, I got to find some time to get more into it. We'll see how the Panthers play this weekend. They're playing the Commanders, which is the Redskins. I know that that's, not what you're supposed to say, but I still have a hard time thinking of them as the Commanders. They were the Redskins for my entire life. Mike's not an F1 guy, just noting the city's crazy busy. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So, all right, y'all. Well, anyway, have a fantastic weekend, and, refresh, recharge those batteries. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you next week. Let's go. There we are. That's what I wanted to show you. Let's talk about what we got coming up next week. So looking at the economic calendar for next week. So on Monday, we've got the usual, lip service from the Fed members. Really has not been moving markets much at all. Fed Harker on Tuesday. Nope, nothing there that we have to worry about. Wednesday, we've got existing home sales, but that's not going to affect rates. We've got a bond auction. The Fed's beige book, I don't think that's really going to be something that would affect rates either. I don't think we have to really worry about that. On Thursday, we've got jobless claims, of course, building permits. The PMI is something that we'll be watching as we get into next week on Thursday. And then Friday, we've got durable goods and consumer sentiment. So a couple of things later in the week next week, but it doesn't look like anything that we really have to worry about, especially if we float over the weekend. So I know it feels a little vulnerable. As long as today holds up, though, I would risk it because we are sitting right on those technical support levels. We want to see if bonds get a bounce and where we go there. So, Monica, thank you, dear. Monica said today is, I'm scrolling here. She said today is National No Bread Day, National Chocolate Cupcake Day. Now, that one I could get behind, and National Mammogram Day. Don't forget to do that, ladies. I hear that although it's not fun, it is can be very effective in providing early, what do they call that? Early early. My vocabulary is shot today, but figuring it out early, getting early intervention and early. But anyway, Mike said CNBC is talking assumable mortgage for those 2 to 3%. Where in the world do they get this stuff? Oh, because it's just talking points. People love that. You guys are going to be getting all that crap, right? Detection. Thank you, Alicia, and thank you, Monica. Detection is, you both popped it on there. It's all pop up at the same time. CNBC is talking assumable mortgage. I know, like, here's a hoop. Imagine 50 of these that they have to go through and they still won't be able to assume the mortgage. People want to keep those 2 and 3% mortgages. It's they're going to wash away. So, but it's because they got to have something to get the clicks, dude. So that's why they do it. All right, my friends, y'all have a fantastic weekend. I'm out of here and I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.